Yo, what's poppin', everyone? Oh, fuck, wait. What's poppin', everyone? Just, need to set up my Discord real quick. I bet. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Your hair is a mess. I know. It's good, y'all. Hold on. Doug looks rough these days. Pull up. Let me pull up the chat on my phone. Hold on, y'all. Hold on, y'all. There we go. All messages. There we go. Oh yeah, this shirt. I print maneuver Prius compacts. Yes, sir. Who the fuck just said EDP in the chat? Hold on. Alright. Speaking of EDP, I got some videos to watch, including the destruction of Diddy. But you know what? First, let's react to some Discord shit. The fuck is that thumbnail? That thumbnail is beauty. That's exactly what that thumbnail is. It's pure beauty. Alright, let's go. Hold up. You playing with the horse to finish second at the fucking glue. Oh my god. Oh no.
Yeah. Turn up my boing. I can't hear my boing. You're a big smelly loser and your breath smells like a tuna. If you wanna roll with me, then I'll blow you like a tuna.
Oh my fucking.
If you keep on spreading rumors, you get beat like Metro Boomers making drums on his computers.
You get beat like Metro Boomers making drums on his computers. Also, y'all, sorry about the mic quality. I tried to get my USB to mic to work, and my computer just didn't want to recognize it. So that's great. So I'm just using my computer mic. Sorry about that, y'all. I hope there'll be a earlier stream one day. I'm gonna try to make that happen soon, because I just finished my last final, so like a couple days ago. So summer has now started, and yeah, hopefully I should try to be more active. What's the Discord? Let me send it in the chat. Invite people. School kicking your ass? Not anymore. Now we're good, but it has been. Yeah, low key. There we go.
I need the max.
I need the max weed. In fact, they didn't even need AI for that part. I need the max weed. Also, I'm 21 now. As of 20 days ago. Why was that so perfectly timed? Turn off the flash, you fucking moron. Turn off the flash, you fucking moron.
Hey,
Another one.
My name is Drake, and I'm here to say Kendrick Lamar, this is RNOK.
Oh yeah, I've seen this.
Diss me, now you gotta kiss me. I go to college to get more knowledge. You go to Jupiter to get
more stupider. My fucking god. Oh no.
She can get a taste.
Oh no. I need to see the comments.
She can get a
Perfect.
My Negro, that is positively outrageous. But I do not recall inquiring.
Bro's head. Bro's head really just bro's head. His head is a fucking cylinder.
Oh!
That glass is the same shape as his head pretty much. Mine is this part, just this. Hold on.
Oh!
Just like the bottom part of that glass,
Oh!
like the tall one.
Let's go! No way. Yes, sir. Okay. I got
Congrats,
it.
thank you.
Oh,
What is Jack Black doing? That is, yeah, I think I would watch those kinds of videos if that happened. KYS, kindly withdraw yourself from the human population.
Top 5 Scariest Jumpscares. Scary Alerts. Número 5.
Oh my fucking god. Not EDP. He's always lurking. Speaking of, let's go
So
to
at this
Diddy.
point, it has been over 2
I used that
months
EDP to Diddy segue twice in like a 5 minutes, in like a
since
5 or
Diddy
7 minute
began
stream.
to self-destruct.
Jesus
On
Christ.
the morning of March 25th, the world watched on as the walls began to be
me
knocked
make
down.
sure
Diddy's
full screen
LA
is
and Miami
working.
mansions had both been raided by the feds.
And we're still trying to figure out where exactly P. Diddy is located.
Okay, but
Is there any sense of how long that could take after a raid like this?
It could take weeks, it could take months. And the reason why is because they gathered so much evidence. Was supposedly they gathered so many videos and laptops and also electronic
shit.
devices.
Now there's
And they
fully
have
suited
to
up.
now conduct
I mean,
a forensic
how
investigation
raid-
of those items.
So they usually
Videos
dress
of
for
Diddy
raids.
pacing back and forth went public, and it was even
He's
rumored that he was hiding out overseas. Since then, things have definitely quieted down on the Diddy front. He had apparently returned back home. People had even seen him out in public.
On a
And
bike?
like many other
Why is Diddy riding a bike?
Currently
Oh, you know why? You know who else rides bikes? Because they don't have driver's licenses yet.
returned back home. People had even seen him out in public.
They're not going to think you're another child just because you're riding a bike, Diddy.
And
I
like
think the
many
beard
other
kind of gives it away.
instances over the last 3 decades, it looked like he was once again going to be getting off the hook. After all, this
his
is an
head in that
extremely rich
court
and
shit.
powerful man
Court-
who people have
Court sketch. Jesus
alleged was
Christ.
doing dirty, disgusting things in the background
yeah,
for quite
I saw
some
those clips
time.
with Bieber.
And he was
That
still
shit
a
was
staple
crazy.
in the entertainment and business sector of our world.
I like when you like this, Daddy. Daddy, I like when you
Daddy?
scrambling and scraping.
No,
I like that.
Daddy is so crazy.
We partied for my birthday before. You came to my party.
No, but me and you ain't never really party, you know what I'm saying?
P. Diddy be wanting to party, and you gotta tell him no.
But
Yeah.
now it looks like we might
Yeah.
finally be getting just a little peek behind the curtain into the dark world of
Jesus
Diddy.
Christ,
as a
that's a
surveillance
demonic
video
picture.
has now been leaked, and this apparently comes from the raid of his home
Fucking
from 2
B-roll.
months back, where you can see
Oh,
him
Range-
physically violate. Apparently,
P. Diddy, the
comes
type of
from
guy
the
to
raid
drive a Range Rover. Imagine he just, like, P. Diddy's just, like, driving that shit, breaks down on the shoulder, like, because it's a fucking Range Rover. Yeah, breaks down. And then just, like, you pull over, you see a car broken down, you're like, oh, shit, maybe I can go help. Then you see it's fucking Diddy.
of his home from
Imagine.
2 months back, where you
God
can
damn,
see him
that's a lot of people
physically
raiding.
violating his
I'm
ex-girlfriend,
saying people
Cassie
because I don't know what you call them, like, officers. I don't know what you would call them.
Ventura in a hotel hallway
Soldiers?
back
I
in
don't think it's soldiers. I
2016.
don't think it's
Diddy appears
soldiers.
here in a towel, and he continually throws her around like a rag doll as she attempts to escape.
That
The scene
video is
here is truly
disgusting.
disturbing and
Oh my
really
God.
does make you think about what this man would be
So
willing to do
fucking
behind
horrible,
closed
bro.
doors. When it comes to these two,
Honestly.
they actually dated for over a
No, like,
decade, and you
That's all we saw. That video is all we saw. Like, that was just like when I heard about that, I was fucking disgusted, obviously, but like I knew he was definitely doing that kind of shit. We all knew. Like, and all know he's definitely doing even worse behind closed doors, which is just, I mean, I don't want to fucking think about that, but like
can
that-
only
then
imagine
that's all we
the
have on
things she
video.
saw during
Like,
that time period.
you know
After
so
this
much
all
more about
came
stuff,
out,
yeah.
he would actually release a garbage apology video.
It's so difficult
this was-
to
this was-
reflect on the darkest times.
he really
in
just
your
said,
life.
I made a severe and continuous lapse in my wait, hold on. Do that. I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. Looking at it.
Sometimes you gotta do that. I was fucked up. I
He
mean,
really
I hit
thought we-
rock bottom.
Did he actually think that we take him
excuses.
seriously?
My behavior on that video is
Did he think-
inexcusable. I take full responsibility for my actions in that video. I'm disgusted. I I was disgusted then when I did it. I'm disgusted now. I went and I sought out professional help. I had to go into therapy. I go into rehab.
Yeah, did you learn anything from it though? I don't think you
I
did.
had to ask God for his mercy and grace.
Yeah,
I'm so sorry.
Too late for that,
I'm
buddy.
not asking for forgiveness.
He really said, I'm not asking for forgiveness. I'm simply here to apologize. Wait, what was it? Wait. I made a severe and continuous lapse in my judgment, and I don't expect to be forgiven. I'm simply here to apologize. He said the same shit. He's pulling a Logan Paul.
I'm truly sorry.
And sadly, due to the statute of limitations, apparently Diddy cannot be tried for his actions that day. And of course, this incident is actually one of many that was presented in Cassie's lawsuit against P. Diddy that she filed last November, where she sought damages over trafficking, physical violation, and physical abuse. And this suit would actually be settled out of court only one day after it was filed. And while she was seeking $30 million, there is no official number on where they would eventually settle. Of the many things Cassie would accuse Diddy of, the list would include violated Miss Ventura in her own home after she tried to leave him, often punched, beat, kicked, and stomped on Miss Ventura, resulting in bruises, burst lips, black eyes, and bleeding. Blew up a man's car after he learned that he was romantically interested in Miss.
No, because I had heard about this. I had heard about him being involved in a car bombing. I didn't know that there was something as petty as this. It was that petty? He was being that fucking petty? I thought it was like some like mortal enemy that he blew up his car, which is still insane, but like, just cause, oh my god. Cause another guy, like the same girl that he was either with or interested in or whatever, I think that he was with, cause another guy was interested in her, maybe even just say, you could say, hey man, back off or something like that. Or even just threaten him, say I'll fuck you up or something, that'll probably stop him. You don't need to blow up the man's car. What the hell?
Ventura, and that was allegedly Kid Cudi.
At least he didn't play ukulele.
Kid
Cudi? Oh yeah. No, I did hear about that. Yeah, no, I did hear about that. I just didn't realize that that's what it was over.
Forced Miss Ventura to engage in
I'm glad he
male
survived that. Jesus Christ.
Workers, while dating and filming the encounters, ran out of his apartment with a firearm in pursuit of a rivalry industry executive whom he learns was nearby. This was allegedly Suge Knight, demanded that Miss Ventura to carry his firearm in her purse just to make her uncomfortable and demonstrate how dangerous he is, and introduced Miss Ventura to a lifestyle of excessive alcohol and substance abuse, and required her to procure illicit prescriptions to satisfy his own addictions. These two actually met back in 2005 when Cassie was only 19 years old. Apparently she got on his radar when he heard her first single playing in the club, and immediately became interested.
Just because he's fucking Diddy, and I expect literally like the worst of the worst of the worst from him. Like the bar is beyond the floor. Like it's beyond, like, it's on the Earth's core. That's how low the fucking bar is. So that's what I was saying. When
signing her with his label Bad Boy Records.
I started hearing this record that was haunting me in the clubs, and it was, it was Cassie's record, Me and You, and it was...
Sorry for pausing again. One thing I realized about, like, whenever Diddy talk, I see Diddy talk, regardless of what it's really about, it always seems so like PR, not just like PR trained, but also like pre-rehearsed in a way, like premeditated, kind of like, I guess because it makes perfect sense because like he's gonna, what am I trying to say? Like he knows exactly what to say in order to like, not that he knows exactly what to say, but like he's trying to like, I guess what he's saying, like, I don't know why I can't fucking say it. Like the shit that he's saying is specifically said in order to like not say other things, I guess. I don't know why I'm unable to say this. Do y'all know what I mean? Like pre-scripted. Like it seems scripted. I don't know why I can't talk.
I would hear it everywhere I was at. And so I kept asking what record is that, and then told me that it was Ryan, exactly, it was Cassie.
At that time, Diddy was a wealthy 37-year-old business
putting on a
mogul
show.
with the Midas touch, as he was known for his keen ability to spot out and shine light on the next big thing in music. He quickly rose up the ranks as the most powerful public figure in the hip-hop industry. Mr. Combs asserted complete control over Miss Ventura's personal and professional life, thereby ensuing her inability to escape his hold. He provided unprecedented avenues of success for the aspiring artist, but in return demanded obedience, loyalty, and silence. Within months of the two meeting, he would actually sign her to a 10-album deal, which in the music industry might as well be signing away a huge portion of your career as well as your life.
Wait, he said 10 albums,
Just
10
months
years.
of the
I mean,
two
either way.
meeting, he would actually sign her to a 10-album deal, which in the music industry might as well be signing away a huge portion of your career as well as your life.
Yeah, 10 albums. That's most artists. For a lot of artists, that's their discography.
Hear the story directly from my mouth.
Her debut album would be an immense success, climbing all the way up to the number 4 spot on the Billboard charts. From here, she would be thrust into the spotlight of fame and everything that comes with it, a fast life of luxury that previously she could only dream of. Mr. Combs' recognition and glorification of Miss Ventura's naivety proved to set the groundwork for his manipulative and coercive romantic relationship with Miss Ventura, a woman nearly 2 decades his junior. Within a year of signing to Bad Boy Records, Mr. Combs became deeply entrenched in Miss Ventura's life, almost immediately asserting possession and control over her, and inserting himself into all aspects of her career and personal life. And when Cassie first found out that Diddy was interested in her romantically, allegedly she was grossed out by the idea, due to his father-like relationship he had developed with her at the time, and of course the very large gap in their age. It would apparently take 2 years, but eventually Diddy would get his way and become intimate.
Father isn't the... I mean, I guess because he would probably try to make it seem like that because of how controlling he was being over her. Just to be like, that's probably why he came off as like a father figure, but a shitty, non-loving father figure, I'm
with
sure.
Cassie, she would officially enter his inner circle.
Do you think there's any genuine love in that man?
Have his fingers on every aspect of her life. All aspects of Miss Ventura's life were controlled by Mr. Combs or his management companies. Every event Miss Ventura attended, from the travel to the makeup and clothing, was paid for directly by Mr. Combs and his affiliated companies.
Just shooting this Cassie video. See if we can find Cassie.
Compounding this all-encompassing intrusion into her life, Mr. Combs secured his control over the young and impressionable Miss Ventura by introducing her to a drug-fueled lifestyle that kept her complacent and compliant. Mr. Combs first introduced Miss Ventura to opiates around 2008, and would often have pills and other drugs out in the open like candy. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs has been addicted to prescription painkillers and took ecstasy frequently. In this way, Mr. Combs exerted ownership over Miss Ventura. As another example of the ways in which he manipulated her, early on in their relationship, he asked her what she called her grandfather, and when Miss Ventura said that she referred to her grandfather as Pop Pop, Mr. Combs perversely insisted...
Okay, it's her calling her grandfather Pop Pop. I was gonna say, I thought it was Diddy calling his grandfather Pop, because I called my grandfather who passed away like 10 years ago Pop Pop.
She referred.
I was gonna say I'm not trying to have that in common with P Diddy.
Him with that nickname. Now that is the move of a true weirdo. Over the next decade, multiple times each year, Mr. Combs would violently beat Miss Ventura, leaving bruises on her body. After every instance in which he beat her, Mr. Combs used his money and power to orchestrate extensive efforts to hide the evidence of his abuse, including hiding Miss Ventura in hotels for days at a time to let her bruises heal. This is something that apparently happened time and time again, as the lawsuit does list multiple instances of Diddy putting his hands on
beat her and then keep her hidden just to give her fucking time to heal so that people wouldn't see the bruises. Oh my god. Oh my fucking god. This
and even details the network of people involved in covering these incidents up. She was allegedly kept away from family, and was apparently even told to lie when questioned about these rumors of abuse. She found herself becoming numb to the abuse she was experiencing, and became entirely beholden to Mr. Combs' demands.
That's what happens when, like, there's just so much trauma that you experience. Like, you just, like, I mean, it's a survival mechanism that you build up. Just be like numbness to the abuse when it's like just constant, and that becomes your life at that point. Like, you just build up a survival mechanism to just become numb to it because, like, yeah, just in order to survive. Like,
and to blindly follow his instructions out of fear of again being on the receiving end of a vicious beating. By Mr. Combs' own admission, his relationship with Miss Ventura was like Bobby and Whitney. A clear acknowledgement of the unequal power dynamic and excessive violence that permeated their relationship. Her volatile and partner, who also owns her label and therefore held her future success in his hands, had fully exerted control over every aspect of her life.
So do you believe in love at first sight?
I do.
Was it love at first sight with your boyfriend?
It was a long time ago.
What makes you guys work?
Well, I think what makes any relationship work, if it is working, is, you know, just not talking about it too much and just keeping it close to your heart.
Furthermore, within months...
Huh? What makes any relationship work is not talking about it? Wait. Let me hear that again. Did I miss part of that question? Did I mishear the question?
What makes you guys work?
Oh, okay. It's specifically what makes them work. Okay, so that's a very clear sign. She's screaming help, pretty much. That's her saying help. That's a way of saying, that's a thinly veiled way of saying
I
help.
think what makes any relationship work,
She's trying to say any to make it broad so that Diddy wouldn't retaliate.
if it is working, is, you know, just not talking about it too much.
That's because that doesn't apply to any relationship. Communication is key. In any relationship, don't follow that advice.
Just keeping it close to your heart.
Furthermore,
Keep it close to your heart, but that just means keeping it in. Oh, hell no.
The inception of their relationship, Cassie claims that Diddy was already shelling her out to other men for his own pleasure. While in New York City, Mr. Combs told Miss Ventura that he wanted to engage in a fantasy of his own called voyeurism. Mr. Combs said it would turn him on if he saw Miss Ventura with another. Basically, she's alleging that Diddy was in the corner watching. Mr. Combs began to call his arrangement a freak-off, or FO.
Oh, that's where that
he
came
would
from.
repeatedly tell Miss Ventura
That's why people would say
random
freak-off. Oh
moments
my
that he
fucking
wanted
god.
an FO,
I've seen that in,
and Miss
like, memes
Ventura
and
was
shit.
eventually expected to facilitate the location and the hiring of the male workers.
By the way, I'm not laughing at the situation. I'm laughing at how crazy it is.
Certain points during Mr. Combs and Miss Ventura's relationship, he would insist on FO weekly. Mr. Combs would repeatedly tell Miss Ventura that this practice was our thing and our secret. FOs would often take place in hotel suites, including at the Trump International Hotel in Columbus Circle, a hotel in Beverly Hills, the London Hotel in Los Angeles,
That's
the Intercontinental Century City, Lee Hill,
bro forgot to use the wait, hold on. Yeah, L'Hermitage, Beverly
the
Hills.
London
The same one. Oops, Beverly Hills.
Hotel in Los
Oopsie daisy.
Angeles, the Intercontinental Hotel in
London Hotel in Los Angeles. No, I think I'm
Beverly
still right.
Hills,
It's the same one.
the London Hotel in Los
It's the same
Angeles,
one, yeah.
the Intercontinental Century City, the Intercontinental Atlanta, the Intercontinental New York City. Is anyone seeing a pattern here?
Really
The
likes
one hotel in New
Intercontinentals.
York and in Miami, the Mandarin Oriental Hotel in New York
Am I
and in
missing a different
Miami,
kind of
the
pattern?
Fontainebleau in Miami,
Huh?
the Beverly
Fontainebleau?
Hills Hotel.
I've been there.
Hotel in New York
I've been there.
and in Miami,
I've been
the
there.
Fontainebleau in Miami.
Please don't tell me he did a freak off in one of the pools, because I've swam in those pools.
Miami, the
Oh,
Beverly
nah.
Hills Hotel, and Shutters on the Beach in Los Angeles.
No,
On one occasion around 2013,
Oh,
Mr.
no.
Combs had an FO set up at the
Thumbnail, yeah.
Intercontinental Hotel in New York City, after which he was charged with
Yep,
tens
Diddy
of
got me.
thousands of dollars in damages by the hotel. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs' chief of staff, Tony Fletcher, paid the invoice charged by the hotel. Keep in mind, the lawsuit also claims that Diddy's
wait.
personal assistants...
I just remembered. There's another video about Diddy I watched that he had one of his parties in the fucking auditorium at my college, at City College. Like, and it's in this building that's like, I don't know why you would want to have a party there. I don't know why you would want to go in that building, first of all, if you didn't absolutely have to. It's the worst place. It literally was designed by a prison designer. It's called, I mean, there's not a chance any of you go to City College, but I'm talking about the NAC, North Academic Center. But it's, yeah, no, he had a fuck, wait, let me see this. I need to, wait. Diddy Party City College. Yeah, it was a deadly stampede, right? People actually died in that shit. 9 people died. Yeah, right. I'm sure Travis Scott. Yeah, people are gonna make parallels. But yeah, no, this was at my fucking school. Yeah, City College Gym. Boys to Men, Run DMC. Like, what? Why would they choose that location, first of all? That's like that's, bro, it's hard to even find, for me to even find that location. Like, it's the only way to get into it is just like this one staircase. And it's going to lead to disaster if you have a lot of people going in that shit. Yeah, the crowd at the bottom of the stairs had nowhere to go and were slammed. Yep. Who continues to press? Yep. I could totally see that. I know how it is. Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Allegedly set up many of these.
Can you confirm I've been inside that building at least once? Oh yeah. And why would a celebrity ever have a party in there? No, honestly.
Counters. And here is specifically the part where they talk about the hotel incident. In or around March 2016, during an FO at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles,
is this the one the video? Wait, did he say this is the one the video?
Talk about the hotel incident.
Okay.
In or around March 2016, during an FO at the Intercontinental Hotel in Century City, Los Angeles, Mr. Combs became extremely intoxicated and punched Miss Ventura in the face. After he fell asleep, she tried to leave the hotel room, but as she exited, Mr. Combs awoke and began screaming at her. He followed her into the hallway of the hotel while yelling at her. He grabbed at her and then took glass vases in the hallway and threw them at her, causing glass to crash around them as she ran to the elevator to escape. She managed to get into the elevator,
I didn't see the full
and when she
video,
got to the lobby, quickly took a cab to her apartment. Upon realizing that her running away, when she got to the lobby, quickly took.
That is not Los Angeles, my boy. Wait, hold on. I need to see. We're playing GeoGuessr now. Eurobic. Well, we know what fucking continent it's in.
A cab to her apartment.
I can't see that language. Yeah, the resolution is ass, so I can't really. Yeah.
Upon realizing that her running away would cause Mr. Combs to be even angrier with her and completely stuck in his vicious cycle of abuse, Miss Ventura returned to the hotel with the intention of apologizing for running away from her. When she returned, hotel security staff.
Oh, thank God they bleeped out abuser. I would have been. Oh, with that everything. Yeah, like with all the talking about like beating her up with glass vases and everything, but thank God they bleeped out the word abuser.
To get back into the cab and to go to her
But
apartment.
this all comes from TikTok, like where, like this isn't like I don't know why they do this on YouTube, because on TikTok this is like a couple of years ago, like they would like hide your videos or like deplatform your shit or whatever, like or like shadow ban you or whatever if you use like any words that were even like remotely suggestive, like abuser and shit like that, or like kill and shit like that. That's why you hear like random ass like barely suggestive words that are just like slightly connotate to something that might be perceived as negative, pretty much. Like that's why I see like, but I think nowadays people are saying it's a myth because like there are people on TikTok who constantly use those words in like every fucking video, and they're saying that like none of that shit has ever happened to them yet. So like,
suggesting that they had seen the security footage showing Mr. Combs her and throwing glass at her in the hotel hallway. Upon information and belief, Mr. Combs paid the Intercontinental Century City $50,000 for the hallway security footage from that evening. And remember guys, that's the footage that they're saying is coming from this raid. So who knows what else they had, who knows what else is going to leak.
That's where the footage came from.
Of course, there's many other details of other incidents in this court filing, but if one thing is clear, it's that Cassie has PTSD from over a decade of the madness that went on with Diddy. Like, for her to be so close to him for so long, I can only imagine the things that she went through and saw firsthand.
Terrifying for her.
And to me, she has to be the one person that Diddy likely fears the most when it comes to his inevitable downfall. And for him to go on this
I do like that the tables have turned in that way, because I'm sure she was terrified of him, and now she's making him scared. At least she can get her
some sort of isolated incident is just ridiculous. To me, this is clearly a disgusting monster of a person who feels like he can do anything he wants to whoever he wants without fear of repercussions. Furthermore, there must be several people within his circle who are guilty in aiding him.
Jesus Christ, shit's crazy. Anyway, let's go to some more lighthearted shit. Just random ass shit. I got random videos here queued up. Here's a short one. Man sends diss track to the girl that ghosted him. I heard like the first second of this and I was like, I gotta save this just for stream. The Meet the Grabs instrumental.
Dear Sarah, I'm sorry that the dates didn't go as well as I thought. Guess you a Bob. I mean, shit, Sarah, thought we were getting along. You ghosted me, but it's me who knows how to haunt. You could've texted me back, that's the high road. Could've said we're done, but you like your high horse. Plus you got a long face, colder than a cyborg's. I've been telling my boys, should've never swiped her. Now I'm feeling petty. To be honest, you got really sweaty at the zoo. At dinner you were rude, all your interests are snooze, and you think you're pretty smooth. There's no.
I mean, I'm just talking about. I'm just more listening to his rhyme scheme now. I mean, it's not
Here's a
bad.
message from my crew. Dear Mrs. Matthews, I have to break the news that your daughter's not what you think. She need a shrink. We ordered 3 bottles of wine on our dinner date, and I didn't drink. Glass after glass, I bet her liver stings. I'm sure it's not your fault.
Glass after glass, I bet her liver stings. Now that's actually kind of. Wait, if this is real, shit. That's actually a little deep.
We ordered 3 bottles of wine on our dinner date, and I didn't drink. Glass after glass, I bet her liver stings.
Oh, if that's real, then shit.
I'm sure it's not your fault. I'm sure she has some friends that turned her into such a bop. I'm sure you did your very best to teach her right from wrong.
Bop doesn't mean being an alcoholic, but
But somewhere along the lines, your little angel clipped her wings, and now you gotta watch her body fall. So if you're sad and need someone to call, just hit my line, cause everybody knows that I'm in love with Sarah's mom. Sarah's mom has got it going on, but her daughter is a bitch and probably won't respond.
Oh my fucking god. Yep. Also, I saw that. I just randomly saw this on my recommended. I think as I was queuing up the other videos when I was about to go live, and I was just like, fuck it, I'll add this to the queue.
All aboard. Transit leaders plan to bring commuter
Because it says 3rd South Florida passenger rail line, because they already have Brightline and Tri-Rail. I mean, well, technically it'd be the 4th, because they also have Amtrak, but...
trains through Fort Lauderdale International Airport. The new rail could also connect Broward's communities with downtown Miami.
Oh, shit.
It costs a cool $250 million to build, but tonight...
I mean, compared to other public transit projects, it ain't that bad. Let's see how much it costs to build 3 stops of the 2nd Avenue subway real quick. How much did phase 1 of the 2nd Avenue subway cost? Oh my god. Yup. It's 3 stops. 3 stops. 96th Street, 86th Street, and 72nd Street. 4.45 billion, baby. That's New York spending
Not
for you.
everyone sees light at the end of the tunnel. CBS News Miami's Larry
Who
Seward
say
has a
no to
debate from
spend the
Hollywood.
money on more lanes? Yeah.
Hear it.
It'll fix traffic this
4
time.
train engines roll down Dixie Highway near.
I think if they add a second HOV lane to the highway, that'll actually fix traffic. I think that'll actually do it.
Hollywood.
And then maybe add like another lane, like another exit lane next to the additional exit lane, and then maybe add like another HOV lane, and then that'll actually fix traffic.
Boulevard.
That'll do it this time. I'm sure it'll work.
At least 10 minutes, this one. You can't avoid the noise. I mean, this thing is also annoying. It's all noise.
Most
I
whole
don't
freight
blame them.
Brightline races passengers through, and if blueprints.
Okay, I will say it is kind of crazy they have grade crossings for all those. I feel like they should make them like it should be either like an open cut or a viaduct or like, because I know even in Long Island they were able to do like kind of like eliminate some grade crossings like these where they would like kind of like lower the road sort of. I mean, I'm sure in some areas it just wouldn't be possible if there's like surrounding businesses, but like I feel like they could definitely eliminate grade crossings because like there's like, you know, fuck a filter. Floridians are fucking stupid, and they don't know what to do when they see a fucking train. They don't know that the barrier and the lights mean to stop. Because if you look up train hits car, like videos of that, like so many of them are from Florida. And Florida is not the only state that has grade crossings. They're fucking everywhere. New York City even has a bunch of them. Even in this, like, I mean, not in Manhattan, but like in Queens, there's a bunch of them for like freight trains. And in Long Island, there's plenty for passenger trains. Same in Westchester and New Jersey. There's countless. Like, run like next to the road in some places. Like, but you barely see this happening. I mean, obviously it happens, but like, yeah. Hold on, I'll pull up a video after this.
Brightline races passengers through, and if blueprints for Broward's first commuter rail east of
Holy
I-90.
fuck, 2nd Avenue subway is fake until they rename it to the T-Line. Facts. Only then is real subway. Facts.
5 get the green light. Transit leaders plan to push 3 to 5 more trains through during peak hours.
I'm excited. I really
Yeah, parking. Yeah.
5 more trains.
Add all the parking. Fuck housing. Fuck dense housing. Fuck mixed-use zoning. Fuck walkable cities. Add more parking. We need more parking rights.
Peak hours.
I'm excited.
What we need more
really
of
like the
is
project.
parking
I think it's
rights.
a long overdue project.
Max Goldstein lives in Plantation. He rides Broward buses and
Plantation
sounds
is still
anxious
a
for
crazy
rail.
name for a
County
town.
plans call for 3 stops
I know
east of
Plantation
I-95.
isn't
The first lies in South Fort Lauderdale near Broward
I know.
Health. It's the only one getting its own parking garage, which will force 1 or 2 businesses to sell property. The second
Yeah,
stop brings trains
destroying existing property for parking. Bringing back the 1960s urban
Lauderdale, Hollywood
renewal.
International
Yeah.
Airport. Rail
Nope, like, I love Florida. I love Florida. I mean, I hate Florida. It's a love-hate relationship. But Florida, they can't have a public transit project without destroying businesses to add parking.
Cars could then carry
Yep.
passengers or workers south to a stop
More
near
car
Hollywood
infrastructure.
Boulevard and
You can't add trains without adding even more car infrastructure.
highway.
You can't add anything
Developers
without
are
adding more car
already building
infrastructure
up,
in that
preparing
state.
for new renters, owners, and
Oh,
shoppers.
okay.
Planners expected to also roll through
I stand
Aventura
corrected.
and
I
beyond.
stand corrected.
This commuter rail is
I
gonna
stand corrected. At least they have some
cities like
dense housing.
Hollywood
I
and all the
stand corrected.
downtowns up and down the coast, Miami-Dade, Broward, even Palm Beach.
There's no
ultimately,
way the town is named
to have-
Plantation. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There's one. I can't even say it, but it's. I'm gonna type the first 3 letters and pray that autocorrect can fill in the rest for me. Minnesota. God fucking damn it. I'm not typing it. I think it's something like this. I'm gonna let autocorrect do it. Yep, there it is. Yep. I'm not getting canceled today. No, sir. Yep, this is a real place in Minnesota, baby. Yep. Yep. And there's a fucking air. Yep, there's a trampoline place, mini golf. Yep, there's the rapids of the Raccoon Rapids. The Raccoon Rapids. And there's a dam. Yep. Yep, that's a town. That place does exist.
Downtown parking
Speaking
lots.
of,
Deep
let's go to
down,
this.
let's face it, you know they're wrong. So
I love
today
this
we're
guy,
going to talk
City Nerd.
about why
I love this
parking
guy.
craters exist and why they're terrible. And then we're going to take a look at a major overhaul of the parking
Wait,
reform.
you know what? Fuck it. I'm ADHD moment. I need to look at this website right the fuck now. I can go back to this video. What's this website? Parking lot map. I'm sure it's in the description. I'm just Google it. Park. Wait, was it there? Did I see? Y'all did not look at my bookmarks. Do not look at my bookmarks. Do not fucking. Don't you dare go back. I just doxed the fuck out of myself right there. I'm sure there was porn in there. I mean, if there's porn in there, it's probably good shit anyway, so you're welcome. Wait, what was I looking at? I completely forgot. That just destroyed my... Oh, yeah, right. Parking lot map. Here it is. Parking. Hold up. Can I get it without this fucking pop-up right here? Oh, fuck's sake. Okay. Yeah. Goddamn. Yep. And this is, by the way, these are downtown areas. And this is not even to mention the freeways that are built right through. Jesus. Let's go to... Y'all name a city. Y'all put in a city in the chat. Name a city. Name a city, any city. Name a city, any city. Let's do Worcester. Fuck Worcester. I hate Worcester so much. Jesus Christ, what a shit city. What a garbage city. And yep, yep. Even more evidence of that. Columbus, Ohio, let's see. And LA. Let's try LA. Oh, I'm sure it's gonna be pretty bad. I mean, it's probably gonna be a mix in downtown LA. Probably. Okay, yeah, that's about what I expected. Like, it's not as bad as some other cities. That's about what I expected. Like, okay, 23% is Central City. That's for American standards. Okay, let's. Oh no. Oh no. Albany's gonna be bad. Albany's gonna be bad. Oh, okay. It's not as bad as I was expecting, but Central City is just pretty small. 29%. Okay. You said Columbus, Ohio. Let's see. 27%. Okay. Let's try Buffalo. 30%. Damn. Wait, Syracuse. I need to see Syracuse. Please tell me Syracuse is on here. Because Syracuse, it's bad. I know it's bad. You're telling me Syracuse isn't... Syracuse isn't fucking on here? No way. What? You're telling me Rochester is on here, but not Syracuse? Alright, bro. You know what? Instead, let's go to this. Segregation. Yeah. Segregation. Yeah. By design.com. This, what the fuck? Segregation by design. By design. Is it not called that? I must have spelled something wrong. Whatever. Yeah, this is a cool ass website. Look at this. So let's go to. I mean, cool in the way that it shows like how much parking is fucking destroyed. Because look at this. That's how shit was in 1937, and now that's 2020. And then you could. It shows a lot of before and afters. Hold on. Let's try LA. Oh my god, there's so much. There's so much. Oh my god, this is tragic. How much transit there used to be in LA? Oh my god, this is just a tragedy. Bro, look at this. So, electrified transit. Red is Western Division. So these are interurban trains. Blue is Southern Division. Green is Northern Division. And the goldish one, that's all trams. So this is in 1940, right? These are, by the way, interurbans aren't commuter rail. That's mainly just like regular old like heavy rail, like what we consider just like a subway. And then this is 2024, and this is improved compared to how it was like good, like probably like 20 years after this. Jesus Christ, it's sad, man. You know, like the reason why LA is a driving city is because they made it that way. Is because I think it was like tire companies like Goodyear, GM and shit, they all like paid to get like a transit company shut down. And of course a lot of it targeted black neighborhoods. That's why this is called segregation by design. And like none of this is biased shit, by the way. I don't even think there's any opinions even in this. It's literally just stating this is what happened. Make your own conclusions, but it's what happened is segregation. There's literally no way to deny that. That ain't opinion. That's just fact. Because it divided neighborhoods. Like, physically. Let's see this. Santa Monica Freeway. Yeah, so this shows, like, as it was built, kind of like before and after. If I can get this high res, that'd be great. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so on the left is 1940, on the right is 1972. Jesus Christ, okay. Jesus. I don't think I've seen this. Bruh, they didn't give a fuck about the grids there. I thought they were maybe cut like that way, like to the side. They didn't give a fuck about the grid. They just said, yeah, we're going diagonal. Oh my god. Okay, now it curves with the grid, kinda. And that, wait, no, but look at this though. We're like, even besides the freeway, notice the neighborhood, how different it looks. Like, a lot of the houses are just fucking gone. This is downtown South Central, by the way. If for y'all who know California and shit. Oh, Jesus. Right in the middle of a neighborhood, and also not even close to aligning with the grid. Jesus Christ, they literally just plopped it on top of the existing city grid. It's literally diagonal. Okay, now it kind of aligns with the grid. Okay, and then it sort of goes with the grid there, but I mean, you're still destroying every single house in its way. Wait, hold on, wait, let me rechat. New Haven Central City is 34% parking. F in the chat for our one friend who goes to Yale. Yeah, yep, yep. Oh my God. Bro, wait, like, with the big road below that, I mean, because I know there's a lot of cities where sometimes what they'll do is like with the big road or boulevard to at least minimize like destruction of nearby houses and shit like that. They'll put the high, they'll turn that road, like they'll take that road and then just kind of like widen the shit out of it, like put the highway either open cut or elevated, or even just like kind of like in the middle and then just have like overpasses. Um, and then you'll be destroying houses on the sides of that, but like all the land that's in the middle, like where the street already exists, it doesn't have to be destroyed because it's already part of the street. Like you're just like kind of like adding to what already exists. But this is just they literally just went straight through the neighborhood above it. Like what? What the fuck? What the fuck, man? A cloverleaf was just not necessary there too. Like there was no need for a cloverleaf interchange there. Like right here, they could easily do with like a diamond or like something. Oh my God. And not to mention there's a land that's like right next to the highways and set themselves too. And that goes diagonal again. Okay, and then here at least, okay, see, this is kind of like what I'm talking about. Okay, at least they kind of did it here. Like, it goes like with the street, sort of. Okay, all right, bro. Okay, is it going to align with that right of way? Okay. Okay, at least they're using existing right of way. But still, I mean, they're winding. Okay, okay, bro. Okay, bro. Really? They just gave 0 fucks. They just gave 0 fucks. They just gave 0 fucks. They absolutely gave 0 fucks. Like literally 0 fucks. Like, did they really think that this... Oh my God. Bro, like, it's a man-made disaster, pretty much. It's like a natural disaster, except it ain't natural. Oh, somehow that mobile home park actually remained the same somehow. Or I think it was a mobile home park. Okay, this is probably like the least bad section of it, because at least it kind of aligns with the street. I'm saying least bad. And then at least see here, like the ramps, they're just like normal highway interchange ramps. And they have other ones, like entrances going the other way there. Like, they could have done that in the other spot instead of adding a fucking cloverleaf. And then also right here, like right here. What did you think building here would do for all the businesses that are in this strip right here, or homes that were in this strip? Like, they didn't even, like, maybe build it next to the concrete river. That's already not exactly a nice place to be by. Normally, I wouldn't say to build like a highway on a riverfront, but nobody exactly wants to be next to the LA River. So, oh yeah, and then here's Santa Monica Pier. Yep. Also notice, see right here, right near the end, notice that they're somehow able to make I mean, I know exactly how they eliminate shoulders and like the median, but they can still they can make the highway way narrower. They don't need all the land that they take. Like all this grass next to it, all this, they don't fucking need that. They could use like a retaining wall or something to make it just like they only need the land necessary for the highway. But then they're just like, yeah, nah, we need the area next to it too. Yeah, nah, it's fucked. Let's go to another city. Because it's parking, that's why I'm curious how the least bad section is the narrowest one so far. Yeah. I think it's kind of like, I mean, it's kind of, I think it's like that's kind of why it's the least bad too, just because it destroys the least. Okay, let's see another city. Let's see DC. I don't think I've seen this. Because DC is an interesting case because it was already kind of master planned. So, okay, so this is 1951. Oh, okay, yeah, so you can see the yellow is where is the land that ended up being used for a freeway right of way. And then the orange is for quote-unquote urban renewal, which is another term for literally just like urban renewal is pretty much just like taking out the houses and putting in parking lots, pretty much. Just like, yeah, just parking lots. Because they called it urban renewal back in that era because that was what they thought the future was. So yeah, you see this entire neighborhood, literally just an entire neighborhood wiped out. They just wiped it out. They just completely wiped it out. Like it Jesus Christ, they might have just just bombed DC. Like they might have excuse me. Bro, and this is like during early Cold War, might as well have just let the fucking Soviets have their way with DC. Like the Soviets literally, yeah, they should just let the Soviets have their way. Cause like it would have the same effect pretty much. And then just build freeways where like in all the areas that were destroyed. The pave gentrification, oh, that's close to gentrification. I mean, it's a similar form of just like racially motivated shit that relates to kind of like just like real estate and whatnot. I mean, gentrification, I feel like it's more just like I mean, it's not really the same. This is more just destroying the black neighborhoods. Gentrification is more just like changing them, I guess. I guess that's a simplified way of putting it. I don't know. Oh yeah, and also for a bit more of a local example, let's go to the Bronx. Oh God, Robert Moses, Cross Bronx Expressway, baby. Yep. I mean, the Henry Hudson Parkway did exist, like, so that's not all brand new, like, because there were parkways in New York before. I mean, I could yap for so long about the freeways in New York because I do know quite a bit about them. Yeah, because I know, yeah, the Hutchinson River Parkway already existed, and then they just kind of like expanded that, and then just built across Bronx straight through the Bronx, including this one part over here. Like right here, where I think they could have routed it, whatever, like through there, I think, and it would have destroyed like far fewer homes, and it would have been like just as viable as a route. But Robert Moses, like who's in control of it, was like, nah, I want to destroy even more homes and routed it through here. Yep. So in Soviet Russia, car parks you. Yep. And you know what? Let's get back to it. Let's get back to the video.
Network's Parking Maps feature as we count down the 10 best and the 10 worst US city downtowns when it comes to parking craters, and it's all coming up next. This is City Nerd, weekly content on cities and transportation. Viewer suggested topics always welcome, and this actually is a suggestion from the folks at the Parking Reform Network who asked if I wanted to premiere the updated maps and analysis they've been working on. And presenting someone else's analysis isn't really something I do on
Why
this
is it still
channel,
showing the Diddy
but
video?
I did have
There
a
we
bit
go.
of a hand in this since it was one of my patrons, Thomas Carpenito, who really brainstormed all of this over a year ago with some minor input from me, and then PRN really helped to make it fly. So today I'm sharing a major update of the parking maps. The project now includes all core cities in urbanized areas over 500,000, and it includes refined central business district boundaries for each city. The initial version of these parking maps was a big hit and shared widely, and I think the reason this stuff is so compelling is having parking, especially surface parking lots in your downtown, is such a conspicuous and telling sign of distress. It's bad enough that roadways and other basic transportation infrastructure take up something like a quarter of the land in what should be our most valuable urban locations, but when prime developable land is being used for the storage of private automobiles, that's just a clear and obvious sign that things aren't what they should be. Methodology, I'm not going to say a lot about this. I do think this project was very labor intensive, and one of the challenges you might not realize until you really think about it is defining the boundary for each city's downtown. I think it was my recommendation to use land use designations from each city's comprehensive plan map to demarcate the central business district, which is the basic approach here. But even doing that isn't that straightforward because comp plan maps and zoning maps tend to be such patchworks. One thing I do like about doing it this way, though, is that by focusing on areas that have a CBD designation, you really do know that you're looking at the urban land that's zoned for the most intense commercial and residential uses. What we're going to look at today is surface or structured parking as a percentage of the developable land area of the downtown in each city. So a low number is going to indicate a city that's found they have better things to do with their downtown.
I thought Baltimore was going to be way worse. 15% is pretty good for American standards. That's actually pretty good.
People's private property for hours at a time.
Baltimore.
And a high number is going to
indicate
Yang
on the avenues.
A city that hasn't figured
fucking God.
out yet. There's a lot more the PRN site is going to have when you go into it and look at it yourself. Like, they created their own parking score for each city, but it's a little tough to explain, so I'm just going to go with pure percentage of land area for this. Pitfalls of the 15-minute video format, but if you watch this channel, you know I'll usually sacrifice technical precision for something that's just easier to explain. The only other thing to clarify today, I'm looking at core cities in an urbanized area over 1 million. Suburbs and smaller cities are predictably bad when it comes to downtown parking.
Yeah, that's probably why
they even have a downtown.
Maybe that's why Syracuse wasn't on there.
Well, I'm not going to torture you with those, but PRN did look at a wider variety of cities, so you can investigate yourself. And I will cast a wider net when I do honorable mentions. Finally, whether something is a core city or not is a little subjective. I made my own calls, and we can debate that as we go through. Okay, that's more than enough to prime you for this, so let's get into it. First, let's count down the 10 cities with the least parking footprint as a proportion of their downtowns, starting with number 10, Oakland, California. All of these are going to have less than 15% parking lot coverage, which maybe seems like a low bar, but this is America. Also, if you're going to tell me Oakland isn't a core city, then we can't be friends. Number 9, Philadelphia. Pretty good chunk of center city here, and you can see how little off-street parking there is on most of the blocks. This is a city that just didn't get hollowed out by bad planning ideas to the same extent that a lot of older US cities
I was going to say it still did, because this whole Ben Franklin Parkway, I watched a whole video about it. There were houses there too, and not to mention the expressway you see on the right divided the whole fucking city. Although notice how it doesn't take up like nearly as much land. My personal view is that, like, if you're gonna build a freeway in a city, and I do think that freeways have places in cities, not running straight through downtown. That's my view. I think they can run like freeways should be a good way to like get around like the outside parts of the city, and like get outside the city. Like, I don't think they shouldn't run straight through downtown. And if they are gonna run through areas that are pretty populated, they should be kind of like this, like where it takes up like as little land as possible. And like, yeah, as little land as possible. That really should be the priority.
The mid to late 20th century. Number 8, San Diego. So here's the thing. Cities where housing is expensive and land values are high, even cities that are kind of middle of the pack when it comes to car dependency, like San Diego, tend not to have a lot of surface area in their downtown.
I want to go to San Diego. Next time I go to LA, also, I am going to LA this summer. Next time I go to LA, I want to go to San Diego. I didn't go last time.
The economics just don't support it. It's like the lowest and worst use. Number 7, Portland, Oregon. Just don't support it.
More curiosity.
Like the lowest and worst.
Okay, no, never mind. I thought that freeway had an intersection right there, and I was gonna say that defeats the fucking purpose.
Number 7, Portland, Oregon. This is one where I know the comprehensive plan map pretty well, and it is wonky, but it matches up pretty well with what I think of as downtown Portland. Still way too much parking footprint around the Morrison Bridgehead, and the loop ramps are also stupid and need to go.
True.
There have been lots of redevelopment plans.
That doesn't need to, like, they don't need those fucking loop ramps. Yeah, those are fucking unnecessary as hell. I mean, since they exist, my hot take is I don't think parking's bad there. I think that's okay, as long as those loop ramps exist, which they shouldn't in the first place. But I think, like, yeah.
floated for this
Because
area.
you can literally, like, I mean, what they could do is just, like, have traffic go here. Maybe if you want, make this right turn, add another lane, because that solves traffic. And then maybe just, like, make this into, like, a one-way, add another lane if you want. Like, so, like, allow traffic to maybe just, like, go this way easily. If you want, maybe add a slip lane there. Although, maybe don't add a slip lane because that building. But, yeah, like, I mean, they could probably just do something with just, like, having just, like, right turn that way if that's what they want to. Yeah, I think I know what I'm getting at,
if
right?
you know the latest, get down in the comments. Number 6, Seattle. Just had to come in one slot ahead of Portland, didn't it? Downtown shows up bordered by Denny.
Oh yeah. Also, sorry, I know I keep pausing, but I mean, I'm a streamer. I'm reacting. What the fuck do you want me to do? Anyway, you see how, I mean, it's just a clear example of what freeways do. See how, like, the downtown, the border is literally the freeway.
I-5, the
I'm sure it wasn't like
stadiums
that
in
before it
Elliott
existed.
Bay. I buy it. Another city where
Wait, what'd you say?
I-5, the spot ahead of Portland, didn't it? Downtown shows up bordered by Denny, I-5, the stadiums, and Elliott Bay. I buy it. Another city where the land is just too valuable to not use for something better than storing people's private property.
I will say, I've been to Seattle.
Number 5,
Downtown was
Chicago.
pretty.
The
Downtown
definition
was
of
pretty good.
downtown here seems a little tight. Maybe that's gonna.
That's pretty good. Yeah,
make
no,
the
downtown
parking percentage
downtown
look-
Chicago was really good in terms of walkability, except for this. This part of I-90 is crazy. Also, I don't get why they have, like, an exit and entrance for, like, every single block. And I also thought that was against interstate standards, because I think interstate standards say the, like, exits and entrances are supposed to be, like, a certain amount of, like, miles apart. And, like, or like 1 point something miles apart, something like that. That's why usually, like, in, like, cities, you'll see interstates will have just, like, the access road, or just kind of, like, you'll see, like, a ramp that, like, branches off from the freeway. Like, they'll say, like, exits 35 A through W or whatever, and then there'll be just, like, all these lettered exits within that one little area. That's because, like, that one exit just kind of serves, like, a bunch of other exits within that, like, 1 point whatever mile zone. So I don't know how they're able to get away with one, like, every single block.
Like, a little rosy, but what I think should be obvious by now is the proportion of land
can only
taken up
imagine
by
this traffic
surface
nightmare,
parking
though.
and parking structures
Although I
is
don't know
a
what would be
pretty good
worse
proxy for how
traffic,
healthy
I
an
don't know.
urban environment is. These are all going to be cities that you would think
Downtown
of when you
Chicago's
think
great,
of
though. I
good
love that. I
US
love Chicago.
urbanism. Number 4, Boston. I bet you can guess the whole top 4 at this point.
Yeah.
You know, it's not
Also,
just
again,
that surface
notice
parking is a
divided by
good
the
proxy
highway.
for urbanism.
Don't get
in
me
an
started on
abstract
how much the
sense.
fucking
It really
central
shows
artery
how much impact
destroyed
parking
Boston.
policy has. If you foster an urban ecosystem where parking is more important or a more cost-effective
Yeah, like right
use
here
of
where the
land
big
than
dig
housing or
happened, like, I
employment,
mean, the highway
you are
isn't
not going to get anything that
visible
looks
anymore.
like
But you see,
central Boston.
the old town that existed here. Also, by the way, all of this used to look like this too, but then urban renewal happened. You could check it on the same website I was on earlier, Segregation by Design. But
what you are going to get, we'll look at in a minute, and yes,
that also existed
that
where
is
they
a
built the
trigger
highway, of
warning.
course.
Number 3, DC. Just the
4%,
concept of
shit.
downtown
I'm
DC is
surprised.
funny to me. Like, isn't downtown DC just Arlington, Virginia? I joke, kind of. I am tired of complaining about the
know
publicly
about that.
available satellite coverage
DC
of our
has fucking
nation's
downtown.
capital, so I'll
I don't know
spare you
about that.
that. But this is what Street View in central DC looks like.
don't know
you know,
about that.
If this is considered an appropriate urban
I like
form
it. I
for
like
the
DC.
elite politicians who actually make decisions about what our tax dollars get spent on, then shouldn't it be available to all their constituents? Just asking. Number 2, San Francisco. The fact that the footprint of downtown San Francisco
Jesus Christ.
seems
It's
comically
tiny.
small
What the
is,
fuck?
I think, kind of an indication of how disproportionate the reputation of San Francisco's urbanism is to its size. We just expect way more from San Francisco than we do from Indianapolis or Charlotte or Columbus, which is wild because those 3 cities all have higher population. And New York. Okay, I hate to critique the definition of
Okay, yeah,
downtown
well, that's about what I
because I
expected.
kind of helped come up with the
I know,
methodology
New York does not
for
have
this,
much
but the
surface
reality
parking.
is, if you come from just about anywhere else in the U.S.,
But remember, that does not
basically
count parking
everything in
garages.
Manhattan and a lot of the outer boroughs, not to mention like Jersey City, all of these places feel like a more intense downtown type environment than exists in the quote-unquote downtown of just
where is
about any
this?
downtown boroughs, not to mention like Jersey City. All of these places
Okay, wait. Oh yeah, there's the Manhattan Bridge. Okay, yeah. So it's
feel
like
like a more
Chinatown is
intense
over there, Canal
downtown
Street.
type environment
This is like Lower
than
East Side.
exists
Okay,
in the
and that's
quote-unquote downtown
that's
of
Delancey
just
right
about
there.
any U.S. city. And some of that is because you see very little off-street parking. So the low number, 0.4%, doesn't surprise me. In fact, I'd be shocked if it didn't come out an order of magnitude better than every other city in the U.S. Okay, those 10 kind of set the standard for U.S. cities, so next I'm going to give you the 10 U.S. cities that devote the highest proportion of valuable downtown real estate to parking. It's going to be unpleasant, but if there's any purpose to this channel at all, it's to shame the evildoers. But first, a brief reminder to click on things if you want to help propagate
Same thing on this channel
to an ever wider selection of potential victims. Connect on all the usual websites, including Patreon, if you want bonus commentary and interaction. But really, I want to use this spot to point out that parking reform is absolutely a place where urbanists are moving the needle politically. And the Parking Reform Network
Wait, what was that chart? Oh yeah, parking mandates for like requiring like minimum parking. Oh shit, that's fucking dope. Austin, Durham, Duluth, Charlottesville, Burlington. Oh shit, that's fucking
where
dope.
urbanists are moving the needle politically.
Yeah, it looks like a.
And the parking reform.
What's the math word? Exponential, like an exponential
Reform
growth.
Network has been in the middle of all the action, working with local partners and advocates to build capacity. Because repealing mandates is incredibly important, but parking reform is about a lot more than that. It's also about building on those incredibly important, but it's to build capacity.
This one, Parking Reform Network. It's on the same website as before, right? Parking. It'd be part. So wait, reform. Oh wait, I want to see mandates. Wait. Wait, can I see it like the other way around? Or wait. Okay, so these are cities that don't have, that repealed them. Okay. Just making that clear. I want to see in the Northeast. Bridgeport? Okay, that's cool. Hartford? Fucking dope. Cambridge? Why was there a parking mandate in Cambridge? That seems ridiculous. Hudson, New York? Okay. I'm surprised there's even new development there. I'm actually kind of surprised they got rid of that parking minimum because there's no public transit in Hudson, New York. Okay. What's this one? I'm not going to try to pronounce that. Buffalo. Okay, that's good to see. Toronto. Hell yeah. I'm surprised about Toronto because I know there's a lot of their suburbs. They still have like a lot of control and they make like a lot of decisions when it comes to like urbanism and shit. Oh, not Detroit, but Ann Arbor and some Detroit suburbs. Milwaukee? Oh nope, just a Milwaukee suburb. Place in Texas, Austin, and that's about it besides some suburbs. Monterey, or nope, a suburb of Monterey, I guess. Gainesville, Florida. Okay, one place in Florida. Culver City. San Jose, probably, yeah, some Bay Area. I'm not surprised. It's crazy that they had a parking minimum in San Francisco. Emeryville, yes sir. Fun fact: Emeryville is part of the reason why I changed my name to Emery. For no real apparent reason. I like the name. It's really it.
Capacity, because repealing mandates.
Yes, I chose that name.
Incredibly important, but parking reform is about a lot more than that. It's also about building on those wins and taking the next step, like managing our city's valuable right-of-way better and investing in walking, biking, and transit instead of like free or massively underpriced places for people to store their personal property.
Oh, speaking of this, is that market in Seattle with like the first Starbucks ever or whatever. I remember I was gonna go there because I'm a Starbucks addict, but I remember going there, like the line was around the fucking block. I was just like, absolutely not.
I strongly encourage everyone to get involved in this movement. Everything PRN does is funded by individuals.
I feel like, I don't know if it, whatever. I feel like if there's a White History Month, the only thing about it should just be like Starbucks history. The history of Starbucks. Yeah, the history of Starbucks.
Donors. And I'm a member because it's an organization.
I mean, I could say some edgy shit, but
working for years.
We don't need to do that.
They didn't pay me to say any of this. It's just something I wanted to do because I really think it's that important. Well, and they gave me a cool video idea. Okay, before we shame evildoers,
Hey,
I'll
Madison.
give you one honorable.
I love Madison.
Urbanized areas under 1 million just don't do that well here, but Madison, Wisconsin is pretty special. Consider the fact that the state capital is dead center of
personal
downtown
connection there.
Madison, and those are often parking craters in their own right, so rare W for the Badgers.
Hell yeah.
Dishonorable mention.
Rare
if I
W for
included-
what the fuck do you mean by rare W for the Badgers? The fuck do you mean by rare W for the Badgers? Respect the Badgers, my boy.
Right, so rare W for the Badgers.
That's so
Dishonorable mention. If I had included
this
San
guy.
Juan,
I love sitting there. He just sneaks in random ass disses.
I think it would
He
have
does
been
that
the
all the
worst on
time.
this list. I didn't include it, partly because Puerto Rico won. I think it would have been the worst on this list. I didn't include it, partly because Puerto Rico has very different economic conditions from the mainland US that probably create way more obstacles to redevelopment. But also, if you're a tourist, what you actually probably think of
really
as
wanna go to Puerto
downtown,
Rico.
Viejo San Juan, which
Yeah.
really is the original downtown from centuries ago, has almost no off-street parking whatsoever, so make of that what you will. Okay, the actual 10. Salt Lake City, 29% of the central city is parking, which is bad, but for some reason it looks even worse. I do expect this to get better though. The land is increasingly valuable,
Oh,
and
but at least
Salt Lake
there's
continues
trees in
to
the
make
parking
good
lot, right?
investments in transit. Number 9, Fort Worth, Texas. There's like
It's like entire. Look at that. Entire blocks dedicated to it.
one
That's the
strip
thing in
that
downtown.
doesn't have parking, and
Yeah.
everything else looks like it was carpet bombed. Not
Yeah.
a city I've ever been to, but the Metroplex is high on my list, and I definitely want to take the TRE out to Fort Worth and explore. Number 8,
No, because I went to Fort Worth. I went to Fort Worth. No, because I didn't go to Fort Worth. I went to Dallas. I went to like the metro area with my friends. Night Freeze, you know them. Two friends. I think you know the two friends who I went on that the cross country trip with. Names start with J and T. And we went we went to Dallas Fort Worth. Friend with the name starting with T was like exploring the area while Jay and I were at this music festival that we were going to there. And then T like picked up Jay, and then they just kind of like they just explored the city while I was still at the festival, because I wasn't exactly driving because festivals.
Kansas City. I don't know if it's even
Wasn't
fair
exactly,
that downtown is defined by
shouldn't
a
be driving.
freeway loop, but it is aesthetically pleasing in kind of a perverse way. I honestly don't even know what to say about Kansas City anymore. I really need to go there and ride the streetcar and cleanse my palate by eating like some barbecue or something. Number 7, Detroit. This is like a list of cities I just don't feel like piling on. It's fair to say, Detroit went all in on car culture,
Yeah,
embracing
oh
it on
my God,
every
yep.
possible level.
Oh, yeah.
And car culture
I mean, it's
simply is
Detroit. Let's just, to be fair, I mean, it's nothing. It doesn't make it any better, but like, it's Detroit. We all know this. But then again, also remember, if Detroit went all in on car culture, yet they're also the city that completely died out, that had struggled economically, struggled with poverty, struggled with all this other shit, yet it's also the city that gave into car culture the most. And again, I also want to make this really clear. Being pro-urbanism does not mean being anti-car completely. Yes, it means like, it means, I guess, anti, if you consider, like, not, like, wanting to, okay, you know what, no, this is the best way to put it. It's the best way to put it. Like, urbanism is about choice, like, being able to choose whether or not you want to drive. Like, the ideal world would be where you can have the choice of like, oh, I can walk and take public transit to this place, or I can drive. That would be ideal, right? Like, but like the real problem comes when cities are completely designed from like the ground up, from every single element, like when it comes to like suburban communities with like limited access points and just like hard and inconvenient to walk from, like just making it just inconvenient for someone to walk, all the way down to just like huge parking lots, freeways, etc. Like, it's from the small scope to the big scope, it's all just made for car culture, and that's made so that you don't have that choice. And it's really that choice that's the important part. That's what I'd say.
Is not loved Detroit.
Not seeing enough
back.
UEs in those
Still a
lots,
great
honestly.
city. Maybe we can just call all of these opportunity sites. Number 6, Las Vegas. What'd you expect? And it is ironic because the only part of downtown Vegas that you're probably ever made aware of is a street that was made into a car-free spectacle decades ago, but there's so much more here that's ripe for redevelopment. Number 5, Anaheim. Maybe a controversial call to say this is a core city, but it's good for comedic value. To be fair, the metro area is Los Angeles, Long Beach, Anaheim, so that's my excuse. This one kind of bucks the narrative of cities with high land values utilizing their space well, because Anaheim is not cheap. Mostly though, it's just funny because the fake downtown Disney, also in Anaheim, is probably a more pleasant downtown. Not that it doesn't have its own parking craters, they're just better concealed. Disney Springs in the Orlando area also used to be called Downtown Disney before it got rebranded. Kind of a cool car-free district with tons of its own kind of transit access, including water taxis. Just don't zoom out too far.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was gonna say, I don't know if you could call it that, because then you can call, I mean, I'm surprised he didn't touch on that, because like lifestyle sensors, he has a whole nother video about those. Those are pretty much just like big outdoor malls that have just like the dedicated purpose of just, oh no, they're like pretty much just like manufactured downtowns that you drive to. Like,
is Orlando, Florida. I'm definitely rooting
most
for
cities
Orlando to become more
I'm
city-like,
sure your town or city
like
has it. Maybe not town, but like if you live in a metro area of any city of any size, think of like an outdoor mall that where like which is like outdoor paths and shit that have like stores and shit like that. And I'm not talking about a strip mall. I'm talking about one with like an outdoor mall. Think of like with it kind of seems like a downtown, but then at the end of the day, like it's surrounded by parking lots and you drive to it.
Energy into widening
I'm sure your
I-4,
city has one.
so I don't know. Number 3, Riverside, California. One of what I'd say are 2 core cities in the Inland Empire. Really just
next YTP one. I mean, now I am actually getting more active. I mean, now that I have 2 more up. I mean, and I just finished my finals, so I'd say within the next week.
We're getting into cities that just don't even feel like cities. I've been kind of harsh on this region recently, so let's just take a short flyover of Redlands, California, which is in the eastern part of the Inland Empire. This makes me feel slightly less nauseated. Number 2, another highly confusing metro area. This is Virginia Beach, which doesn't feel like a core city, except it's got twice the population of Norfolk or any other candidate city. Most of what's defined as downtown in this analysis is just car-oriented beach uses.
Yeah, I think it should be. I think it's really tricky when it comes to beach towns. I think it really depends on the town, whether or not it had like a big culture before, like car culture, whether or not it already really had like an active downtown. If it didn't really have like an urban core to begin with, then I think this is honestly fine. Like to an extent. Like what I would say is probably the ideal is like having maybe just like closest to the beach, keep it like a bit more dense so that people can just like walk around, like kind of like a boardwalk sort of like thing. Like you could walk from the boardwalk and then get some drinks, whatever the hell, like Miami Beach kind of thing. But then maybe on like the other side of the street, you can have plenty of parking. Like I think that's okay in a beach town. Like if that's where that's how it's designed from the ground up. My hot take, I think that's okay.
Like, I can't even imagine what else you would do with a long linear district that has a bunch of transportation demand other than just putting parking everywhere. It's really the only obvious.
I will say, yeah, no, there really should be public transit. That too. But I do think in a beach town, there is definitely place for parking.
Solution, and Virginia Beach has absolutely nailed it. Just fantastic work. And I regret to tell you,
how sarcastic
other than just putting parking everywhere, it's really the only obvious solution, and Virginia Beach has absolutely nailed it. It's just fantastic
I was
work.
like, I knew he was
and
being sarcastic.
I regret to tell
Jesus
you,
Christ.
we have to go back to SoCal
49%? 49%?
For number 1. It is
San Bernardino. What the fuck are y'all
kind of
doing?
A travesty. You know, in the live stream I did a couple weeks ago, someone said they had to
49%.
relocate from
There's no
the
city
Pacific
left.
Northwest to the Inland Empire for work, and they wanted advice on where they
Jesus
should live.
Christ.
Might I recommend Redlands, California?
Oh
and that's
my
all I've
God.
got. Thanks for watching, and
49%. This is San Bernardino. You know what? Well, let's see if there's anything more in the Discord. If not, I might head off for the night. Yeah, it doesn't look like there's anything left. Yeah, I think I might head off for the night. But actually, wait, you know what? Before I head off, don't go anywhere. I need to update y'all about the car, because I posted a picture of the Camry on my community tab. For some reason, it got taken down for fucking nudity. It was a picture of my car that was crashed. Because yes, I did crash the Camry. And the surprising part to people who know me is that I was not speeding. And like, cause I was on an interchange ramp between, for those who know, like the Cross Westchester Expressway or I-287 onto the Sawmill going north, the Sawmill Parkway. And it was this like interchange ramp. And like the tires on the car were pretty worn, and I didn't really realize it at the moment. And I just didn't really realize how worn they really were. And it was rain, and it had rained not too long ago, and the ground was wet. So like I was on this curve, and like I must have like lost traction at like a bump or something, and then just like I hydroplaned, and then just I tried to save it, smashed into the guardrail. Yeah, had to get it towed. And then there was like a whole bunch of shit, but it ended up getting declared a total loss, even though the damage, like, tell me what y'all think of this. Let me show y'all a picture of the damage real quick. Hold on. Also, by the way, I was totally fine. Not injured in the slightest. But wait, let me show y'all. Because it just got towed from, like, right near our place, like, the other day. Wait. Oh, here it is. Yep. Here she is. Let me make sure y'all can see. Yep. There she is. And you can see, like, here, if you want a better look, like, see here, it didn't really damage the rim, it just flattened the tire because of this, like, piece of metal or whatever, something right here that was, like, also really, like, preventing me from driving, like, being able to drive home, flattened the tire. But it didn't damage the rim, so I didn't think it was, I thought it was repairable. I didn't think it would be totaled, but they declared it a total loss. But the thing is, it was, like, the worth was declared at, like, 8 or 9K, but then their payout, the insurance is paying us out 17K or 18K. So yeah, we've been car shopping, because Geico is giving, like, saying, like, we can get our new car through CarMax. So we're getting a Volvo S60. Y'all heard it here first. It's a Volvo I think it's a 2020 or 2021 Volvo S60 T5 Momentum. It has a panoramic sunroof, and some other shit. I think we were trying to get a model with adaptive cruise control, but like most of the ones we were looking at did. But I think just like one of the ones we found that is really good in like a lot of other ways, that other ones that like I think shit like the ones that did have adaptive cruise were either like a bit more expensive, didn't have like brand new tires, because a lot of them do have brand new tires, and that's ideal. We just want to do that so we don't have to worry about it later on. Might as well, right? And like there were some others that didn't have the brand new tires or were like a bit more expensive, but they had adaptive cruise, or just like weren't available anymore, because that happened with a couple. Excuse me. Excuse me, Jesus Christ. But there's this one that we found that doesn't have adaptive cruise, but it does have panoramic sunroof and just like the essential quirks and features. But it looks pretty fucking cool to me, and I will say it is an upgrade, but I don't know if I deserve an upgrade. That's the thing. Nah, but I mean, like I tried to save it like when I crashed, and like I honestly genuinely think it really wasn't my fault. I honestly, and I'm the type of guy where like I will take the blame if it is my fault. I will take the blame. Like I take the blame for a lot of shit that isn't even my fault. But I genuinely think maybe I could maybe I could have like done a bit more to like get myself out of it. No, I tried to save it really, but yeah, no, that's the story. Let me just see if there's any chats to respond to. Whoa, she totaled. Yeah, she's totaled. But at least we got the car, the new car, the Volvo. But yeah, glad you're okay. Don't dwell on it too much. You did your best. No, I genuinely, I really appreciate that, man. Because that's really, I really appreciate that, bro. Because that's like the day after, I was like in a really kind of like fucked up mental state. Just, I mean, not fucked up mental state is, it's not to that extent. It wasn't to that extent. I was bummed. I was really bummed. I wouldn't say a fucked up mental state because that's more than that. Like that, I was bummed out. I was bummed as hell. And just fucked up about it, I guess. Yeah, and I was like, and I kind of just like thought what like Monkey Jenkins, like what you were saying. Just like I was like, you know what, like I'm at this point now. I can't undo it, you know. What's done is done, and I just got to deal with, you know, what's like going forward from here. That because that's all I can do. But yeah, I mean that's just life, I guess. But yeah, think that's all from me for tonight. I'm gonna head off for the night. Thank y'all for joining. And I'm gonna try to have a YouTube poop out this weekend. Or no, not this weekend, but this coming week. And hopefully another stream very soon. So yeah, stay tuned, y'all. And I'll catch you on the next one. Take care.